Hello, I'm John Garlick. I'm here without the sheriff. Sheriff and Chief Deputy are busy today as we're taping the show. Lots of calls, so they're out there doing their job and doing it very well. And speaking of doing their job, let's take a look at our count here. We had, I think, two. It's coming up there. Three. They did a third better than I thought. So they had three, bringing our total count for this show up to 4,784 people brought to justice from the information gathered by the good citizens of Calhoun County. The Sheriff's Office couldn't do this without your help and support. We appreciate you every day for watching this show and calling to let us know where these folks are. Now, law enforcement is a first responding profession and a dangerous career, and this past weekend we lost one of our own who had worked in Calhoun County for many years and then went on down to Baldwin County Sheriff's Office. Unfortunately, Bill Smith, Deputy Bill Smith, was rescuing some swimmers down by Fort Morgan in Baldwin County, rescued them from the riptide, but unfortunately he could not save himself. First responder hero Bill Smith, 57 years old, had retired from firefighting as an assistant fire chief in Atlanta, Georgia, came to Alabama and signed on with the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office and then moved to Baldwin County to enjoy the Gulf Coast. So our hearts and prayers go with Bill Smith's family and all of his work partners and associates from all of the law enforcement and firefighting agencies. A true hero, Bill Smith, rest in peace. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned here for the first half of the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Welcome back to this week's lineup. Today we have Calhoun Snyder, Lincoln, Alabama, failure to appear, remote prison, contraband. Up next we have Michael Raymond of Franklin, Georgia, failure to appear, obstruct justice using false identity, failure to appear, use, possess drug paraphernalia. Next, we have Justin Calhoun of Alexandria, Alabama. Violation, DV protection order, failure to appear, menacing, violation, elder abuse, protection order, violation, DV protection order. Next, we have Erica Bailey of Anniston, Alabama. Probation violation, possesses forged instrument second, theft by fraudulent leasing. Next, we have Constance Murphy, Oaks Bluff, Alabama. Probation violation, possesses controlled substance. Next, we have Daniel Cazell of Anniston, Alabama. Failure to appear, attempted interference with custody. Next, we have Victor Hendon, Bellyton, Alabama. Probation violation, attempted possess controlled substance. If you have any information about these cases, please call 256-236-6600.
Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the lineup that you know, or at least know where they are. And if you do, call the Sheriff's Office, 236-6600. Let them know. You call, they haul. Well, here with a really important guest, Audrey Maxwell, Director of Tourism, not terrorism, Director of Tourism at the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
That's
because
right.
Tourism's all about having visitors. So thank you for being with us today. And I know we got lots of stuff in Calhoun County. I bet there's things that people who have lived there their whole life do not know we have.
That's true. And thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate you calling me to be a guest. And we are so excited to talk about everything that's going on here in Calhoun County. And you're right, John, there are people who've lived here all their lives who probably aren't even aware of some of the new things that have come in to the area recently, and some of the things that have been here a very long time. So we are, at the Chamber, we are so excited to share that with visitors to the area that come here for the first time, as well as people who have lived here their whole lives. And that's part of my job, and I absolutely love it.
And you do a great job at it. The Chamber is one of those places that if you're new to Calhoun County, you absolutely need to come down to the Chamber and visit. And if you're a business person, whether you own your own business or work for a business, you should join the Chamber. When I started my private practice, that's the first thing I did, and was very excited to do so. I've worked with the Chamber for years. did leadership Calhoun County. I don't know that that's in your purview as tourism director, but
It is not, but I'm also an LCC graduate, Leadership Calhoun County graduate, 2010. What year did you graduate?
1997.
Okay.
Quite a long time ago. Dating myself. I was only 12 when I went through
That's
that.
right.
But that's a great program, and I had been, at that time, I'd been in Calhoun County about 12 years, and learned a lot. It was a great program. It's a great way to know your county and to meet people and network all over the county, outside of your field of interest or the area you normally work in. Leadership County, Calhoun County, a great program at the Chamber, but not a tourism program. So Audrey, tell us what's the top tourism draw here?
I don't think I can pinpoint it to just one, John, because we do have so many varied things here in and around Calhoun County. One of the largest, draws for tourism, and this is recent, is really Choccolocco Park and all the tournaments that Choccolocco Park has secured. National tournaments, state championship tournaments, and these include both softball and baseball tournaments. So they are bringing in huge amounts of visitors to our area. However, Calhoun County has so many different festivals, other annual events that also bring in thousands and thousands of tourists from all over the country and internationally to our area, that you can't just say one, because there are thousands of people coming in for those events. Events such as Sunny King Sunny King Criterium and the Cycling Championship. That's coming up July 3rd and 4th this year. But each year, Noble Street Festival and the Sunny King Criterium are typically held in the spring, and they bring in visitors for international visitors, international cyclists, as well as cyclists from all over the United States. We just finished up in mid-May the Chiha Challenge, Ultra, Chief Ladiga Cruise, and again, those cyclists were from all over the country. We unfortunately did not have international visitors this year for this event due to the COVID pandemic and travel restrictions. But next year, of course, we're really hoping to have those visitors.
Well, next year is going to be a big year for sports.
It is.
Alabama is hosting the what's the second half of it?
Cup.
World Cup. The World Cup.
Right.
So,
or is it no?
no, it's not the World Cup.
World Games. I'm sorry.
World Games.
World Games. I'm
so
sorry.
for those of you that
World
don't know
Games.
what the World Games are, and probably everybody knows but me, I didn't notice it until I was driving back in to Alabama from visiting the Renaissance Fair in Georgia this weekend, and we had to look it up. What was it? World Cup. So those are all the sporting events that are not done during the Olympics, and they're all going to be in Birmingham. So Birmingham, big influx of international folks all around the world. It's just like the Olympics, just different sports like lacrosse, wheelchair rugby.
Ballroom dancing.
Ballroom dancing, really.
Yes, yes.
So all kinds of things, and I'm sure that there'll be so many people that they can't stay in all the hotels in Birmingham. They'll have to come here. Do you know if we're going to be hosting any of the sporting events?
I do not at this time, and we haven't been approached at this time. I believe they probably will all be in the Birmingham area, but we're going to be super excited to welcome visitors who are coming for, those events and those games, and they might want to explore and take a little extra time here and have a vacation.
Well, and the timing will be good. By then, our federal courthouse in Anniston will be up and running, we hope, and perhaps the new hotel and expansion that's going on Noble Street might be ready for that event. That one could only hope.
Absolutely.
So maybe more restaurants will come with that.
That's right.
Anything that happens in Alabama can't impact Calhoun County because we're kind of rigged and ready for that stuff.
Absolutely. And, we are perfectly located in between Atlanta and Birmingham. So if people can't always fly into Birmingham, they may have to fly into Atlanta. They may have to rent a car and drive through our area. They may stay here. So we're super excited, that we'll be so close to the World Games.
Well, there you go. Near Birmingham, near Atlanta, near perfect. And this is a near perfect time to have a break. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here after the second half of the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Welcome back to the second part of this lineup. Up first, we have Brooke Hurst of Talladega, Alabama. Probation or violation. Attempt to commit a controlled substance crime. Next, we have Khalil Smith of Anniston, Alabama. probation violation, attempted burglary, second. Next, we have John Cole of Cedartown, Georgia. Failure to appear, attempted theft, third. Next, we have Nathan Bryan of Leesburg, Alabama. Failure to appear, tamper with physical evidence, use, possess of drug paraphernalia. Next, we have Carla Stone of Jasper, Alabama. Failure to appear, theft by deception, first. Next, we have Alicia Freeman of Sylacauga, Alabama. Probation violation, theft of property, first, burglary, third. If you have any information about these cases, please call 256-236-6600.
Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that lineup that you might know about where they may be. And if you do, call the Sheriff's Office, 236-6600. Yes, we're here with Audrey Maxwell, Director of Tourism at the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
That's right.
Talking about how Calhoun County is the center of all things.
Wow, I love that. That might have to be a new
That's
tagline.
the new catchline.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I thought a natural attraction was pretty good because we're naturally attractive. We have all this beautiful nature for people to explore. But the center of all things.
Center of all things works for me. Since you didn't like near Alabama, near perfect was pretty good.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so
Yes,
before we talk about the natural things, let's talk about some of the really unique things that we have. And one of the things that I love about Calhoun County, and particularly Anniston, is the museums.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are two museums that really you can't find. That stuff is nowhere else.
No, you're
Most
right.
of it is nowhere else. And it's tremendous. So we're talking about the Berman Museum and the Museum of Natural History, all under the Anniston Museum.
Museum and Gardens, that's right. And we are so fortunate to have the Anniston Museum and Gardens complex in our backyard. And I'm hoping that people know about that. And if you are a resident, that you do take the time to go experience it and take the kids for all the different festivals. They just got done with Herp Fest. Now, do you know what that is, right?
I know what that is.
Okay, it's it's all about herpetology, lizards and snakes and all those things. But those are all important to our ecosystem, and it's one of their largest events of the year. So they just recently had that this past Saturday at Longleaf Botanical Gardens and had a great turnout for that event.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Berman Museum is, as you said, the most unique, the most one-of-a-kind place. The Anniston Museum Gardens Complex is also part of the Smithsonian, grouping, and so that's a wonderful distinction to have. So if you become a museum member, you can also get discounts when you visit other Smithsonian affiliate museums all around the country.
Well,
absolutely. So that's something that's important to know. And actually, the Museum and Gardens is looking to put in a whole new, and this is very exciting, a whole new exhibit. And so that is coming soon. Look for an announcement coming soon.
Oh, you're not going to give us a hint, are you?
Oh.
A whole new exhibit. You're going to take us to the edge.
I'm going to take you to the edge.
And you're going to hold us there.
I'm going to hold you there. But if you would like, you can go to their either social media or their website, find out more information. But the new exhibit will include a lot more hands-on things for kids, and it will explore our Earth and the forces that make up the Earth. Earth, wind, fire.
Great band, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So, and water. So, really excited for the museum to do some expansion.
Well, and as they expand, they're expanding their nature space, if you will, into the county, and we have lots of natural attractions.
That's right.
As you said, here in Calhoun County. And in a minute or so, we'll take a break, and you can come back and talk about all of that. I want to talk for a minute about the impact. Bicycles have been a huge impact in Anniston and Calhoun County.
Yes.
And just before we take the break here, I'd like to talk a little bit about the far-reaching impact. I never knew that we had bicycle teams. And now, since we've been having all these bicycle events here in Anniston, some schools are coming up with bicycle teams.
Absolutely.
And I think that's outstanding. A good friend of mine is a coach of one of those, and I think they've been doing really well. And I think Wiggs Wheels is a chamber member, so we can talk about them.
Yes.
And lots of good stuff going on. But when we take this break, when we get back, you can talk about all of the things that are a natural attraction for Calhoun County. Stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Welcome back to the property crimes of this portion. Between May 22nd and May 25th of 2021, a vehicle located on Casey Court in Anniston was broken into. A firearm was stolen. Next up, between May 12th and May 26th of 2021, a firearm was stolen from a residence of Martin Luther King Drive in Hobson City. On May 28th, 4 Mastercraft tires were stolen from a residence of Post Oak Road in Alexandria. If you have any information about these cases, please call 256-236-6600.
Welcome back. We hope you saw something in that, in the Most Wanted caseload there. There's a couple of cases I think that Sheriff's Office could use your help on. So if you know anything about those, please give the Sheriff's Office a call and let them know what you know. Anything that you know could be important, could be the key to unlocking a caseload of mysteries. And speaking of mysteries, it's the mysteries of the natural attractions here. We got Audrey Maxwell. We don't have a crazy criminal this week, unfortunately, but we're just going to extend our time with Audrey, who's not a crazy criminal, but is crazy about Calhoun County.
Crazy about Calhoun County.
So tell us about some of the unique natural attractions we have.
Well, John, you've visited lots and lots of places all around the Calhoun County area. So the one that stands out the most to everyone, because you can see it all over Calhoun County, is Cheaha State Park, Cheaha Mountain, highest point in the state of Alabama, first state park in the state of Alabama.
Ooh.
Built in the 30s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. And you know, they are absolutely the premier state park in the state. And we absolutely love the superintendent, Renee Rainey, and her whole staff. And they have programs. You can just go up there for a day. You can, pay the state park entry fee, which is very, very reasonable. You can get a year-long pass for the state park. So any of those things, but you can also hike on the land. You can go up there and experience waterfalls. And you can go camping, of course. Yes. I mean, camping is great. We also have the Pinhoti Trail that runs through Calhoun County that connects to the Appalachian Trail. That is absolutely gorgeous, and it's very busy right now. A lot of people doing through hikes through the Pinhoti Trail. We have the Chief Ladiga Trail that begins in Anniston, connects at the state line to the Silver Comet Trail, and so. Again, there's just so many amazing things to see and do around Calhoun County. I could go on for hours.
So if you get on the Ladiga Trail on your bike, it's
Yes,
a biking trail. I suppose you could walk
cycling,
it, but cycling,
running, longboarding. You can also skateboard on a longboard on it.
You can.
I can't, but
can.
other people can.
I can't. But that's interesting. So you can skateboard all the way to Georgia.
To Georgia.
How far can you go into Georgia? You go to Rome?
You can go past Rome, almost into
Athens.
Not quite to Athens. Very close to Atlanta.
Interesting.
And so it is a wonderful trail. 70 some miles, the connector between the two, and that is the longest paved rail trail program in the United States.
Another first for Alabama. That, talking about rail trails, but also river trails, Alabama, famous for its river trails, if you will, and you can get into almost any river and go all over Alabama.
That's exactly right. And the Scenic River Trail, works through Neely Henry Lake, Hatchie, and goes through the Coosa, and so there's a lot that you can do there. But if you don't want to go on a big river, you can also go kayaking at Chockalaka Kayak down in Oxford, or Terrapin Creek. Up in Piedmont.
Or the mighty Coosa. Yeah. So Calhoun County, the center of all things, naturally attractive.
Absolutely.
And near perfect here. Thank you, Audrey, for coming down and telling us about Calhoun County. And we hope to see you guys again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Thank you so much.